we all know that Square-Enix took a bad turn in terms of their financials last month. And said, we're going to change things. I went through it on my own stream on Natural 20, the whole memorandum of how they're going to change things. And we got this news today, and this is cool because this takes me right back to the end days of my NES time. Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake draws near. Square Enix confirms platforms. Now, they've done a lot of re-releases of Dragon Quest games over the years, and they've done a lot. I mean, I've owned several different versions of a couple Dragon Quest games over the years, and the remakes are spot on. They're just improved versions of the old games. My favorite one from that era was Dragon Quest IV. I thought that was one of the best Dragon Quest games I had ever played. And when they re-released it first, I think I had it. No, I did it on the emulator, and then they finally released it on one of the various Game Boy Advances that I had at one point. And it was just incredible because it had, by then, originally the American port didn't have the Akira Toriyama artwork built in, but the remake that they released a bunch of years later had the Akira Toriyama art built into the game, like they started doing with Dragon Quest 5 and forward. So it was glorious, and it looks like with now finally Dragon Quest 3, which is the prequel to the original Dragon Quest game. This is the adventure of Erdrick, who'd become the hero, whose armor you would collect throughout the very first Dragon Quest game. This is his mission to save the world from Baramos and all that kind of stuff. And it was a really ingenious game because one of the first times way back when you got to build a custom party, design each of your party members to go along with Erdrick, who they didn't call him Erdrick, but he gets named Erdrick at the end, so I always call him Erdrick. Who you get to build your fighter, your tank, your healer, your priest. This game, all kinds of good shit, and it was a really good game. It had a town building mechanic in it. You could build a town. A lot of events that would affect the world around you, and to see that they're going to give this the remake trailer, which they've done before with these games, I'm excited. So let's play the trailer, and I want you guys take on this. So let's fire this up. That's classic. That's the original right there, man.
Now, will you get hit with the music?
Huh?
No,
I won't. I don't think so. I'll lower it a little bit. I don't think so. Let's go back 1 second. That's the original NES. Funny thing, when I got Dragon Quest III, I was in high school, and NES had long since been relegated, but I still had mine. And I went into a Kroger, and they were still renting NES games. And they had Dragon Quest III, which one at the time, it was the only of the 4 that had been released in localization that I hadn't played. Then it was Dragon Warrior, and I rented it, and I never returned it. I never returned it.
That's because they're like, what are we going to charge him for this? It's fucking like dusty old game.
Exactly. Now, I never finished it because my NES did eventually die. I was doing all kinds of little kid magic tricks to make this game work, and eventually it just didn't want to. I just got the pink screen, the blinking pink screen of death on your NES, and the game wouldn't load anymore. So I never finished it. But I did know what happened because back then Nintendo Power had shown you all the way to the end. So I was using my Nintendo Power as my guide because I didn't care back then. I was a kid. I didn't care about the challenge. But so this is the original right here. This is old school. It was great. And I'm hoping they're going to do the Dragon Quest theme. I hope they're going to do it. Oh, how's that for a transition? I miss sprites, dude. I miss sprites. Yeah. That looks really good right there, dude. That's nice. That is nice. Oh, wait a minute. So that was a previous remake. This is the new one.
That looks good.
That looks really good. This is another version of sprites that I'm okay with. This is Secret of Mana type of sprites.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm excited already. Now there is a poll for this one.
Whose poll's up?
Polls up. HD 2D. Play the theme. And you got your hero, you got Erdrick, you got a fighter, you got a wizard, and you got your priest. And they can all upgrade to advanced classes later on. That looks great, man. Oh. No, environments wise, Samuel, this feels like Suikoden environments wise,
Yeah, a little bit.
just as a frame of reference, where
Mhm.
because this is the kind of stuff we were still getting in the PS1 era.
Right.
These kinds of beautiful.
This is a little bit more
environments.
polished, but yeah.
Same concept though. Same concept. Now, I don't think we're getting Akira Toriyama art here. Now, this is classic Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
I love it. Face forward. It's a style that its traditional aspects don't get old. I'm okay with it. Completely okay with it. That's right. Use that fireball. Overworld map. Nice. That looks great. And I have very little memory of this game, honestly. Very little memory. So I will get this right now.
I never played any of this series, so this is kind of
Oh man, if you want some good old school gaming, the entire Dragon Quest line, most of them are great. I would say like 85% of them are great. One is very bare bones. You just run around and gain levels and get pieces of armor and defeat the Dragon Lord. Dragon Quest 2 or Dragon Warrior 2 was take place a little bit down the timeline from the first game, and you are another hero. I think you're a descendant of the last hero, actually, and you've got a brother and sister who are your cousins who join you, and it's the first time in the series you get a party. And
wait. You have a brother and sister who are also your cousins?
No, they're the cousins. They're the brother and sister who are your cousins. God damn it! Don't make this dirty. But that was the first time I put a party into it, and I played the hell out of that one. But that was before I understood the art of grinding, and I got all the way to the final boss, and I beat him, and then he transformed to a phase 2 and just demolished me. And I said, "That's it. I give up. I don't know how to beat him." Because I didn't understand. Yeah, just go pack on another 10 levels, kid, and you'll be fine. So it kicked my ass. But Dragon Quest 2 is great. And this was the third one, which was a prequel, but we didn't care back then because it was still cool to tell this kind of adventure. And then 4 was it was a real full-on story with realized characters and different parts of the world where they all come together eventually. 4 is one of my favorite of all time. 5, I never played 5. I didn't play 6. 7, I didn't really like. That was the first PS1 Dragon Quest game. I didn't like it. Tales of Forgotten Time, I think it was called. I didn't finish that one because I wasn't enjoying it. Oh, you know why? Because I missed the final key and I couldn't open some doors, so that pissed me off. Then 8 was cool. And then 9 and 10. 10 was an MMO that wasn't released stateside, so I didn't play that. I forget what was up with 9. And 11 was really cool. I played 11, although I am pissed off that they had the definitive edition on the Switch where you got to marry the hot chick who wasn't your childhood friend, but Jade is awesome. We've shown her in the past on stream, and now we're waiting for 12. So, but they've been re-releasing these games forever on portable. But this looks like this can be released console, and that's why I'm excited. But I think you'd have a good time with them because they're good old school retro games, and they're actual challenges. They're not roll over and hand you the game. So now I'm disappointed they didn't play the Dragon Quest theme here. Dun, 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 dun. That was off key. But I'm excited for this. Let's see if it's going to tell us where it's coming out on this, or if to go back to the article. But I'm excited for this because it's Square-Enix doing exactly what they said we're going to do. We're going to give you the games we know you want, and we're going to give them to you not outside the scope of what you expect. This looks like a straight 1-for-1 of the original game. Dragon Quest 3 issue remake, which will recreate the classic role-playing game in the graphic style of Octopath Traveler series, which is an homage to how they used to do stuff, now draws near as it's confirmed for a multi-platform title. It'll be for the PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC via Steam. So, bam, I'm getting this for my PS5, hands down. I'll probably look at this for a holiday purchase for myself if it comes out in the next few months, because I would stream this. I would totally stream this as a retro-esque game, because it's even though it's a remake, it's still a retro game. Yeah, and the Legend of Erdrick draws near. The post reads, while a short teaser video ends with the phrase "The legacy begins." Says Enix is close to revealing a proper look at the game. Perhaps we'll get a look during well, there is no E3 anymore, but they'll release it some point. Tokyo Game Show. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop it at Tokyo Game Show. Would not be surprised. But this is cool. I'm excited, and it's doing what Square Enix needs to do. Give us the good stuff. Work the properties you have. Don't try and rely on crap Western divisions to make shit nobody wants. Dragon Quest it's more beloved in Japan than Final Fantasy is. They have holidays for releases of these games, new chapters. When Dragon Quest 12 comes out, it'll be a national holiday. They're all going to take off work and school to buy the game, because people love this shit. And to me, releasing this is how you win points with your old school fan base. Something like this. Because that trailer, I saw love and care in that trailer. I saw, we're going to give you an experience you want. We're not going to make it over the top. We're going to harken back to what made these games fun and good. And we think you're going to enjoy this. And because it looks like they're not going to rewrite the whole thing. This is one of those cases where a remake, even though they're calling this remake, it's not a remake. They're not going to change the story. It's probably going to be a 1-for-1 of what happened in the original. So I would venture this is more of it falls closer in the category of remaster. It's just updated graphics, not updated gameplay. It's the same old menu. Choose attack, choose spell, turn-based attack. That's what it's going to be. It's not going to be anything like that. So this is, and look what they're doing. Multi-platform, no exclusivity. It's for everybody. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.